Hello guys, gals, and non-binary pals, TWK here, and welcome to my Stream of Conscious style video on Life is Strange True Colors plots! That's right, no on-camera stuff, I just want to get straight to the video as soon as possible, so here we go. Our story begins with our protagonist, Alex Chen, talking to an unseen mental physician about moving to Haven Springs, Colorado to live with her estranged brother, Gabe. When asked if Gabe knows about her emotional issues, Alex states that he doesn't and no one will. We then see Alex arriving at the aforementioned town, and my goodness, this is quite the view. After admiring the scenery, the two siblings finally meet and we see a faint glow around Gabe and hear his id. So, quick note about Alex, she sees people's emotions and they resonate as different colors with varying degrees of intensity depending on what emotion they're feeling and how deeply they're feeling it. Following that exchange, Gabe introduces Alex to our main cast, with the first being the local florist, Eleanor. She's a hugger, minus the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube men. You gotta have wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube men if you want to be a hugger. You gotta! Next is Riley, who's working at the flower shop to pay her way into college, and Gabe's been helping her because he's a good guy. Unfortunately, he had a noodle incident with his GF Charlotte, so he's buying some flowers as a make-good. Our next stop is the pot shop where said partner works, but Alex gives them privacy, so she meets Charlotte's son, Ethan. He's a fan of RPGs as well as creating comics. Oh, and exploring mines, but he promises to be careful, so you know nothing bad is gonna happen, right? Right. Of course. Exactly. Totally. My source? Trust me, bro. While waiting for her bro to finish making good, Alex decides to check out the record store to buy something for Gabe, and yup, this certainly fits the description. I think we've all been to small town shops like these, very unique atmosphere that must be experienced. Back on topic, Alex sees the proprietor and DJ, yes, this place is also a radio station, Steph, jamming out and giving one of the gayer smiles I've seen, asking which song to play next. Following that, Alex meets Ryan, the local park ranger and one of Gabe's besties, with the other being Steph. Alex informs Ryan of her gift-giving gambit, and he graciously attempts to gleam the glorious glob of music and yammering of alliterations. Point is, guys helping her out. Turns out the band of choice is Kings of Leon, which is definitely a choice. Not mine, but a choice nonetheless. Considering this game came out in 2021, I probably would have gone with either Love Bites or Tetrarch, but you can't really lose either way. Both of those bands fuck hard. Anyways, Gabe finally returns and Ryan warns him of a dude named Mac before the siblings depart. They meet up with Ethan and Gabe discusses the upcoming LARP with him, and the two seem to have a very healthy relationship. Too bad Ethan didn't tell Gabe about going to the mines later on, but don't worry, Alex has loyalty to her bro and spills all of the tea, which Gabe appreciates. Our next introduction comes from the bar owner slash Gabe's boss and town father figure slash Ryan's actual dad, Jed Lucan. He warns Gabe about Mac, and I feel like this is some very extremely subtle foreshadowing. The siblings then head to the bar, the Black Lantern, but more specifically Gabe's apartment on the second floor. Gabe informs Alex that the place is now hers since he mostly stays at Charlotte's anyways. The two then rock out to the Kings of Leon record, and my goodness, they are the massive dorks of the highest degree, and I love them. The good times are not forever, as the two are interrupted by an overly jealous Mac who accuses Gabe of having sex with Riley, Mac's girlfriend. Not accepting any answer other than admittance, Mac proceeds to assault Gabe until the anger overwhelms Alex to the point where she beats the Andrew Tate out of his limp dick having self. Unfortunately, Gabe catches a stray from Alex and Mac storms off, having the nerve to call Alex a psycho when he should be the one having mandatory therapy. After picking and choosing from a set of snazzy outfits, Alex heads downstairs to finally meet Charlotte right before Ryan takes Gabe to get some proper first aid treatment. Alex and Charlotte briefly bond before she has to head out to finish some sculptures for the upcoming Spring Festival. Alex then steps in for Gabe, doing some bartending work, and this is where we meet two more characters, with the first being Reginald McAllister III, aka Ducky, a retired rich dude with a very verbose vocabulary. The second is Diane, who is a corporate type working for the multi-billion-dollar mining company Typhon. We also see some flirting between Steph and Alex. Very cute, very gay, gotta love it. During this shift, Mac confronts Alex to lie for him about the whole incident so Riley doesn't break up with him, but Alex, believing honesty to generally be the best policy, says no, so Riley tells Mac to more or less kick rocks and go suck on a lemon. We are then introduced to the town cop, Officer Pike, who thinks it's a great idea to prank Alex by pretending to press charges against her. To any cops who may be watching, if you think this is funny, it isn't, especially to women and minorities, so just don't, okay? You already got a bad reputation, so let's not go making it any worse. After all that, Gabe and Ryan return, which leads to Gabe and Alex having a nice heart-to-heart conversation on the roof, wherein Alex reveals her power to Gabe, who takes it rather well, making him one hell of a big bro. As per usual, the good times must end as Ryan interrupts and lets them know that Ethan is missing, which leads to them going to the mines. Once they arrive, Gabe makes a call with Ryan's satellite phone to delay the demolition that was set to take place. After some exploration, the trio eventually deduce where Ethan is hiding, and upon arriving at his location, Alex must be the one to cross the log due to her lighter weight. While rescuing Ethan, we get to see how intense the emotions Alex must feel around others, and hoo boy, I am glad I do not have this ability. Nevertheless, Alex and Ethan make it safely to the other side, but an explosion is heard and rocks fall down the mountain, leading to Gabe getting struck down. But before anyone has time to process anything, Ryan cuts the rope connecting Alex and Gabe in order to save the former, and with that, Gabe has died. A few days later, a wake is held for Gabe at the Black Lantern, but it doesn't take long for Ryan and Mac to throw blame at each other. Ryan blames Mac because Mac was the one who should have gotten Gabe's call that night, but denies it, and Mac blames Ryan because he's the one who cut the rope. Being the super empath that she is, Alex storms out and is quickly joined by Steph, who is quite bummed herself. Alex cheers her up with a good old game of foosball, which I often hear is the reincarnation of Satan. I fucking love this part just for the banter between Alex and Steph. These two actors have such good chemistry with one another, it's insane! Following that, Alex heads around town doing some optional questing, but the next major stop is at the flower shop with Eleanor. Alex discovers that Eleanor has dementia and it's already starting to set in with her constantly forgetting things, including Gabe's wake, and her reaction to it is one of the most heartbreaking scenes I've literally ever seen in literally any piece of media. Just fuck! Anyways, we find Riley, who shares that Mac is dead set on getting the fuck out of town, and Alex uses that bit of info on Mac to rile up his emotions so she can get inside his id. It's here where Alex sees that Mac is beyond paranoid, like holy mother of all that is fucked, this guy's brain is toast. Then again, I suppose one would have this mindset after working for a corporation that seems omnipresent. Once she catches up with Mac, he reveals that he did get a call from Gabe, but he was told from a higher-ranking employee to ignore it, which is what caused him to go all nutso crazy. Alex assures Mac that she will get to the truth, and with that, she's off to meet Ryan, but he's in a very self-loathing mood. After convincing Ryan to forgive himself, she lets Ryan in on her abilities in a genuinely heartfelt scene. Afterwards, they decide to become buddy cops in order to take down those fuckers who killed Gabe to death. Following that, we get a nighttime vigil for Gabe with everyone in attendance, and they're feeling just peaceful, sending Gabe off. Everyone except Diane. Dun dun dun! We then go to the Black Lantern as Alex and Ryan are joined by Steph to become a detective trio to take down the corporate fox who killed Gabe to death. They plan on getting some info out of Diane via her USB drive, but that'll require a distraction, and Alex goes with Steph as their interaction is hilarious and a tiny bit adorable if I'm being honest. Unfortunately, the info is encrypted, but Riley is good with that stuff, so Ryan will take it over to her. As for Alex, she'll be LARPing with Ethan, and his whole sequence is adorable as F. Not spoiling anything here, so just play the game for yourself to see all the wholesome goodness. Upon returning to her apartment, Alex and company find the info they need and then some, as it's discovered there was a second secret demolition that went off at the same time as the first. Now the question is, what is Typhon hiding and why? No time to answer that as we cut to the night of the Spring Festival, which features even more wholesome moments, with the most important being Alex forced to perform an impromptu song with Steph, and the song of choice being Blister in the Sun by the Violent Femmes. Excellent decision. Afterwards, Alex and Steph have a romantic moment on Alex's roof, which is so wholesome and gay it spreads positivity throughout the entirety of the Rocky Mountains. Like clockwork, the fun is over far too soon as Pike takes Alex down to the station in order to tell her to lay off the investigation due to pressure from Typhon. Alex says Typhon can 23 skidoo, and after absorbing Pike's fear, he feels the same way. Upon returning to the lantern, Jed offers some words of wisdom as well as admitting that he not only knows what Typhon is hiding, but is willing to show Alex. After arriving at the mines, we get the mother of all heel turns as Jed strip shoots Alex in the face, but thankfully the bullet only grazes her. Despite that, she still falls all the way down the mine shaft in what can only be described as a very painful bit of ouchies. We then see flashbacks of her past, including the death of her mother, the day Gabe and Alex's father left, and Alex spending the rest of her childhood in an orphanage while Gabe got locked up in juvie. Just non-stop trauma for this poor woman.
Rain clouds up my window, and I can't see it.
And it doesn't even end there, because once Alex makes her way through the mines, she discovers a locket which holds pictures of her and Gabe, meaning her father was here, and with that a new memory was unlocked. Alex then hears her dad's final words cursing Jed for botching a mining job, leading to the death of several workers. This is what Typhon and Jed had been hiding for all of these years. Alex makes her way back to the lantern to confront Jed, and thanks to helping out various members of the town, has their undisputed support in taking him and Typhon down. The crowning moment comes when Alex uses her powers to force Jed to confront his error, Persona 5 style. Snoogans. We then cut to some time later where Steph says that whether Alex stays in Haven or leaves, she's with her, and I think everyone deserves a ride or die like Steph. Alex then has one last conversation with Gabe via his ghost before making the ultimate decision, and in the end, Alex decided to go out on tour with Steph as that is their dream. Although I can't deny how cute and tantalizing staying in Haven is after seeing this amazing montage. Anyways, that was Life is Strange True Colors. I know I glossed over a lot, but this video is long enough as is, and you should really experience some of the more non-essential moments for yourself. My favorite part of this game, outside the amazing animations, writing, and directing, is how it represents people's emotions. On top of using color, whenever Alex enters their mind, we see the surrounding area change in ways that convey their emotions, and it's done wonderfully. While not being able to relate to the superpower part, I can wholeheartedly relate to Alex being empathetic. Whenever I'm in a room and people's emotions change, I can literally feel that, and the negativity really sucks the energy out of me. It's because of this that I'm always trying my best to keep morale as high as possible, which I guess explains why I'm such a clown. Getting back out of my head, another great aspect is the fantasy of one person with enough determination being able to take down an entire corrupt corporation. If only we had someone who could literally do that right now, because goodness knows we really need it.
Test. Check. Holy shit, you own a skirt?